Welcome everybody. I'd like to welcome to the Board of Selectmen meeting on Tuesday, January 13th at 6:08. If you would rise and salute the flag with me. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would ask you to stand for a moment of silence, please. Sorry, probably we got to give a warning on that. I'd like to have a moment of silence for a Mr. Bob Poppin, who has recently passed away, and I'll read a statement that we have afterwards. Thank you. Thank you. So our writer-in-chief put together a little statement on Mr. Poppin, which I appreciate. Bob Poppin, a lifelong North Brookfield native, passed away in late December, a veteran and devoted student of history. Bob shared his deep knowledge of North Brookfield's past through his newspaper writings, helping preserve the town's stories for future generations. A world traveler with strong family roots in the community, he never lost his connection to home. Bob will be remembered for his service, his curiosity, and his lasting contributions to North Brookfield's history. Thank you, Bob. All right. Approval of minutes. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes for December 30th, 2025.
So moved.
Seconded. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of warrants. I just do them all together in one. Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve payroll warrant 14 for $350,789.12. School warrant 1059 at $135,093.91. And general fund 1060 for $360,614.45.
So moved.
Seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, based on some vocal participants out there, I may skip ahead. Is everybody okay with that? Okay. So we have a item under new business for the North Brookfield Police Department. We are promoting, we got a promotion and a new appointment. And you're looking at me.
I'm just looking.
Okay, all right. I guess we'll do the promotion first. And this promotion is of Officer Jeffrey Martin to Sergeant. Certainly we are all aware of Officer Martin's contributions to the department. From my end, a recognition of the efforts that he's put in to help find financial help for the department, helping operations increase, and you know, do you have anything to add?
I can just touch a little bit.
Thank you.
So just real quick, Officer Martin started with the North Brookfield Police Department back in 2014 as a part-time police officer. 2018, he was hired full-time after he attended the State Police New Braintree full-time police academy. Since then, Officer Martin, after tonight, Sergeant Martin, has worked patrol. He's also worked investigations. He's been instrumental with obtaining grants for the department. He's been assigned to the drone unit and currently still is. He's also worked the boat patrol. He's been a member of the dive team along with the fire department. He is an ALICE instructor and has worked hand in hand with the schools. He currently attended a week-long instructor course as a firearms instructor, and is now going to be the lead firearms instructor for the department. And the list goes on and on. So not only within the department, within the community, Jeff is, Officer Martin, excuse me, is regarded and looked highly upon as a mentor for other officers in the area. Like I said, not only here, but in other departments. So it's an honor for me to present him to the board and to the town, to give him recognition as the supervisor that I believe he deserves, and I think he'll provide a very good knowledge base for our officers here and provide a great service for the town.
Thank you, Chief.
Yep.
I will entertain a motion to promote Officer Jeffrey Martin to sergeant.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? Does he have to?
What No discussion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I found you. It was
Okay, and we have an appointment of Robert Nelson as an officer.
Yes.
Do you have anything? Okay.
What happens that I do? So Mr. Nelson comes to us from the town of Stowe. We're fortunate enough to, in this climate, to have an experienced officer come to us. He had 4 years, roughly, give or take, of part-time experience, and then 22 years, just shy of 22 years of full-time experience. Currently, he is assigned as a sergeant for the town of Stowe, where he oversees about 11 officers. He is assigned as the field training officer, which means he takes junior officers out, trains them up, gets them ready for their patrol duties, and then turns them out on their own. He's held the evidence officer's position, so he takes in the evidence, catalogs it, stores it in the evidence room. He's also held the court officer's position, so he was assigned as the, I think in your agency they call it the prosecutor?
Yes.
Yep. Taking court documents over, squaring all that away and getting that prepared for court. And then also just regular assigned patrol duties. Like I said, in today's climate, it is very, very hard to attract and get not only qualified applicants, but to get somebody with this kind of experience to come to us. I'm very grateful, and I couldn't be happier to have somebody of this kind of experience come to us. So I put him forth to the board for approval to hire him as our next full-time officer.
Thank you, Chief. I will entertain a motion to appoint Robert Nelson as a North Brookfield Police Department officer.
So moved.
Any discussion?
What brings you to North Brookfield? It's a long way from Stowe.
I just kind of looking to, I'm sorry. Just kind of looking to keep, change my environment up a little and keep fresh in my career. I actually kind of was, looking at this area specifically, a little closer to home. I'm definitely a small town type of guy. It's kind of the environment I like and I like to work in, so that was very attractive as well. And just from the little, the amount I've gotten to know from the town and from the police department, has given me, you know, a very good indication that I'm in the right place tonight. So I look forward to it very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome.
Yes, welcome. Sounds
Thank
like
you. Appreciate it.
quite an asset, Ted. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
So for everybody that came for the appointments of the, we're not insulted if you, if. All right.
Yeah, you're running for the doors now.
Very much. Well done, Chief. Thank you.
She can stay. Okay, getting to financial items, we have a spending request for highway, and it is for $1,400 for a 4x8 sign to be placed on the front of the new highway department building located at 65 Donovan. It's probably high time that we get a sign on the building, as there is not currently signage for the building. So we have a proof.
From Randy Bolton.
Okay. Okay. Seems pretty straightforward to me. I will entertain a motion to approve a $1,400 purchase for a 4x8 sign for the highway department building at 65 Donovan Road.
So moved.
Seconded. Any discussion?
When is it gonna get done?
Yeah. Not soon enough.
Hmm.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So, under old business, we have water and sewer building. Ron, do you mind kind of walking through that?
Sure. In fact, probably heard about it through social media, websites. Last week we had an informational session in which we were describing some of the details and providing additional information with regards to the new water and sewer billing process. In a nutshell, we're going to take what has been traditionally two separate, or two biannual, I should say, water bills, two separate biannual sewer bills. We're going to combine them together, so that'll be one bill, and now it's going to be coming out quarterly. So that's probably the biggest change you're going to see. But there's also some additional details, whereas we will be carrying, if there's a balance on a sewer bill or a water bill, or both for that matter, they're going to be combined and they're going to be added as an outstanding balance with this first billing, which will actually come out in probably approximately a month. We're figuring on probably mid-February or so. So one of the things that's also important, in recognizing this transition period could be a little bit awkward, confusing, if you will, for all parties involved, really, is there are going to be some extended payment deadlines, but they will still be payment deadlines. There will also be kind of your traditional demands and shut-off messages or notifications as well. But one of the other things is how your outstanding balances are going to be paid. Kim, the collector, she will be accepting partial payments. Partial payments, not payment plans, but partial payments will be paid in a specific order. If you have an outstanding balance, any outstanding sewer balance will be paid first with that partial payment. Next will be any outstanding water balance. That will be paid next. Then it'll be current sewer, then current water. So that is one of the differences. Obviously, we're trying to pull down and reduce any outstanding balance amounts, and that's how we're helping to address that. So The reception so far has been pretty good. Our software system is partially installed at this point, so we're hopefully going to fix it up and finish it up tomorrow. But we obviously ask for everyone's cooperation and patience during this period. And by all means, if there are any questions, especially after those first bills come out, do not hesitate to reach out and ask. Ask the sewer department, the water department, town administrator's office, Mary Beth, collector's department. We're all involved in this, and we'll all be able to address whatever questions that you have. All right?
Sounds good. Do we have any questions tonight?
What kind of savings do you project you see by streamlining the billing process?
From the town side or from the customer side? From the customer side, I'm not gonna try to fool you. I mean, you're still gonna be paying the same amount of money.
Yeah, no, I would say from the town
Yeah,
side.
on the town side, yes, so there'll be some increased efficiencies by having everything together. It'd be offset slightly by the additional postage going out 4 times versus 2 times per year. But I think it's also gonna be a lot more accurate. And if you do have questions, it's a lot easier for the staff to be able to pull it up in this new computer system and be able to look and explain in a rational, cogent way why we're at whatever balance we're at. So I think you're gonna see that, probably even more so than what you're gonna see in just flat out straight savings.
Ron, I have to make a correction. There's no increase in postage. We already sent 4 bills.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, look,
So
that's a
it's
good
still
point.
It's gonna actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, because it's 2 and 2. That's why she's Mary Beth. Sheila?
The other thing is the cash flow for the departments. Would give a more consistent cash flow versus twice a year, having it 4 times a year.
Good? Okay. Moving on, we have we got a letter entitled Petition to Address Parking Conditions in North Brookfield from concerned businesses and residents of North Brookfield. So I want, before we get into this, I just want to make a point that my intention was not to deliberate tonight on this. It was to open it up, to give you an opportunity to kind of discuss your thoughts, discuss your ideas, and kind of leave us with something to think about, something for us to investigate and explore with our people, and then come back as old business and then have some kind of resolve to it. Is that reasonable?
Yep.
Okay. So I would ask you, I mean, I can read your letter. You can read your letter. How would you prefer?
Want me to just kind of give you a summary of what?
If
kinda where we're-
this is your time, so
Sure.
So however you feel.
So, I mean, you've looked at the letter, right? We really don't have to point any fingers or say that, you know, there has been an increase probably in tenants in the area, okay? And as a result of that, with all the apartments I feel being full, there's less parking on Main Street in front of the businesses when tenants go and park in there. It's tying up a lot of business spots throughout the center of town. I know there already is designated 2-hour parking areas, but if that could maybe be enforced, or if there could potentially be like a 1-hour zone or a 2-hour zone. I know it's a very sticky situation, no matter how you kind of move it or change it, there's gonna be probably problems with it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I did some exploring on my own, and my understanding is there was signs for short-term parking, I'll word it that way, and those signs were taken down. And they were taken down by the highway department for what reason, I can't tell you. Well, I can. I think it had a lot to do with ease of snow removal for the sidewalks.
Okay.
And you know, I would say that you're not the only person that's kind of said, hey, you know, look, could we kind of get back into this? And I haven't heard any reservation, at least within the town departments, as to, you know, doing that again. However, when it comes to winter time, you know, we'd probably have to think about, because it does drastically make it easier for snow removal off that sidewalk without those signs in. So I can kind of understand the drive, but certainly we can work to a compromise where there's signs there mostly.
Okay.
So,
I'd like to say something
Yeah.
about that.
Sure.
So you say about because of they take the signs off, like 1 hour signs. So they can remove the snow by the plow with like truck plow or something,
Yes.
right? I'm telling you, I've been running my business past 7 years. Maybe they did maybe twice and maybe not even properly do the job. And sometimes we have to do it. I usually do all the time. Every winter time, from my parking, whatever's like the sidewalk, always be clean, because I do every winter time that job.
Okay.
And I'm not expecting the town can do the job for me.
Okay. I mean, same thing in front of my house.
Right.
I'm out there with the snow blower
Right.
cleaning my
And
sidewalk.
What, like past year, one year ago, I had a big fight with that gentleman who, he's a, Mr. Randy, that guy, he's a,
Superintendent.
highway department superintendent, yes. So I explained him that part, like I will do it. And I've been doing past many years, nobody stopped me. Now you're gonna excuse for that signs, you take it off because of the clean the sidewalks. Again, not only for the tenants in this town, they're not only causing problem, all the business owner causing the problems too. The long-term parking. So some businesses affecting, as in my business, his business, his business. Some other business too, like across the street, car insurance and stuff like that.
Okay.
Those people comes just for 2 minutes. People come from my store like 5 minutes, maximum 10 minutes, right? And they leave. And other business is not affecting because they have no retail businesses. So their employees park all day, 7 hours, 8 hour shift, including the town employees, business owners, all these people, they park all day, every day. If you want to check in the morning, it's no such a way you can find the parking spot. My couple customers said to me, he said, you gonna lose customers because I cannot find the parking, so I can come down to buy stuff.
Okay.
And I'm as a business owner, it's very hard for me to listen from my customer like that. Couple times, like I was passing through from Spencer, and I supposed to stop at his place to get couple sandwiches. It's no such a parking over there. So I said, you know what? I can walk from there. So I was supposed to passing through. So I was just parked somewhere else, get my food, and I go back to my place. But it's no such a parking. The parking is the biggest issue in this place. You guys have to figure out that part, or give us some spots. And
All right,
again,
so I think we're getting a little off track here. All right, so we were talking about signs.
We're
We
gonna
were talking about snow removal. All right, so so do we want to read through before we start digging into items? Do you want to continue with your kind of outline, or are you?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes, so, as far as, like you said, establishing time zone parking, right? And I think ultimately if we could increase or create a little more of those time zone parking areas, and potentially, I don't know if it's possible to create a public parking area, the space kind of back here, which I don't know if the town actually owns that land.
We do.
If that could potentially be done, I know, I've heard stories that it's a contaminated piece of land, that it can't be touched, and I've also heard that it's a clean piece of land now, that it can be used. I don't know all the facts on it, but if that could potentially be like a town overflow lot where a lot of these tenants could maybe park on the overnight and have their cars off the street when there's a winter parking ban.
Now, my understanding of the tenants is
it's getting unlimited parking.
there's
basically.
parking out back.
For most of them, there's a handful of buildings on like Spring Street and Summer Street that there's apartments above that there's really no parking. Because they park on the street there, it's okay, but then when there's a winter parking ban, they can't park there from whatever that is, 10,
Okay.
11 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning. So they kind of scurry around,
Shifting up here.
park wherever they can. They park behind, I own the Subway business, so they'll park behind the Subway building in the back, but then it's all the tenants up in those other buildings. And then when people that work for me are in our building or library people, that whole back is full, then the front's full, there's just no way to go.
Yep.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Yeah, so this is the first time I just again attend the meeting from the Selectmen, and I just won the smoke shop, and I completed the 2 years in this town, living in this town as well, and we have the nearby here the more than 45 store. We invest before 2 years ago is $500,000 right here. In my store, we develop everything and something like that. But the same last year I have to come, but I'm just having to move from Texas to here, so I'm new. But once the time will be going go up past, and I learn about the situation, and this is the horrible situation. You guys are think about that one because the retail business, at least they need something the 1 spot, 2 spot, and we have the 2 business, the Michelle, and then we have something we have the 4 apartment on top. And every morning I open the store, Monday to Thursday, there is nothing, single spot will be empty. So do you think you guys have to think that one? If my business was suffer, the people are not gonna be come in the morning and the evening as well. So you have to take any decision, and I'm a part of nowadays I'm just starting to tell you, but I'm part of the community. I support every groups. I give the gift certificate. A lot of guys.
Yeah, no one doubts that. No one doubts that.
Yeah, and you guys are, I think, I see every day, 1 and 2 times, right? And so you have to take a good decision for the small business. Because this is the first time we have it the open in the small town. Other than we open the business is the biggest the residential area that one. So this is the situation every Monday to Thursday, jam packed. Because there is no any policies, or whom I have to talk with any other person. Sometime last year I just talked with the person, hey, the gas station employee, they parking here. So I just have to tell them, hey, can you go on the Summer Street, because that's because they work the 7 to 8 hours, and they're part in front of the business, so where the people are parking. That's you have to take a good decision. We have a hope that one. That's
Okay.
why we do.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this here,
Yes.
okay? Because this is not flowing and okay. So North Brookfield Select Board, from concerned business and residents in North Brookfield. Subject: request for improved parking management infrastructure in North Brookfield. We, the undersigned residents, business owners, and visitors in North Brookfield, respectfully submit this petition to request meaningful action to address ongoing parking challenges in our community. Now, background, current issues. Over the past several years, especially since the building of the new gas station, parking availability in the downtown business district has declined. As a result, residents and visitors frequently experience insufficient parking on Main Street for business parking, increased need for municipal employees' own parking so that businesses have adequate customer parking, unsafe and congested traffic conditions caused by drivers searching for spaces, reduced accessibility for elderly and disabled individuals, and a negative impact for local businesses due to limited customer parking. These issues affect the quality of life, public safety, and economic vitality of North Brookfield. Requested actions. We respectfully urge the North Brookfield Select Board to consider implementing one or more of the following measures. 1, establish time-limited parking zones in business areas to increase turnover for local shops. 2, improve signage and markings to clarify parking rules and maximize efficient use of available spaces. 3, create additional public parking spaces, such as by expanding existing lots or developing new off-street facilities. 4, improve enforcement to ensure safety and fairness. 5, consider long-term solutions such as shared use parking agreements or structured parking. Conclusion, parking is a foundational part of accessibility, mobility, and economic availability in our small town. By addressing these concerns proactively, the town can enhance safety, support local businesses, and improve the daily experience of residents and visitors alike. We kindly request that the council place this matter on an upcoming meeting agenda and communicate any planned steps to the community. And obviously, we've got some businesses who've kind of signed off on this. So I guess, again, my mission tonight was to kind of understand kind of what you're bringing in, understand what your concerns are, and start the process of kind of deliberating on our end, exploring it on our end. And the reason I want to take this approach, because this is not a new or a problem that we already haven't accepted that we have. I mean, certainly the DDC has done some extensive work on trying to add options and try to add capacity and kind of wheel and deal with property back here for use here and there, and certainly on the as far as the town offices, it's certainly been known that it's been an issue for some of the businesses near us. But I don't see this issue getting resolved tonight. So I don't want to get us bogged down with just something that isn't productive. So really, I wanted to allocate this time to kind of understanding what your concerns were, so that we can kind of move forward. So beyond that, beyond what you've written here, and beyond what you've said, I guess, is there anything you'd like to add kind of before we kind of move on? And again, the intention here is to kind of keep this on the agenda and keep the subject moving forward. Is that fair?
Questions? So the parking issue is like, parking is limited. We have more businesses in this town and more coming, and more people have need the parking, is parking, because people goes to work, business owner, employees, town employees, such as meetings and stuff like that. So that certain things, some places, why don't you start putting 15 minutes parking? That 15 minutes parking allow people to go to in the town hall, pay their bills, or easy to in, easy out, same as our business too, same as their business too. And we can forward with that, and then whatever leftover parking, first come, first serve, they park. If not, School Street, side street, there's so many parking spots. How come I don't park in the front? Yes, I don't park in the front, my employees don't park in the front. I leave the space for my customer, and guess what? Somebody else park all day.
Okay.
And that's not fair for my business.
I think I understand.
Thank you.
Ma'am?
I just wanted to let you know, my name is Michelle, I'm from the Dragons, and I have the exact same problem. I don't want to go on to it, but I would like to know if we can put a deadline. I feel like I was here doing this about a year ago, and this is the first time I come back up again. So could we put like a couple of month deadline on trying to figure this out or get something worked out so that we can come back and maybe get it resolved?
Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm not going to put a deadline on it, but we'll all die talking about it. Because it won't come off the agenda, and we'll just keep talking about it until we're so tired of talking about it.
Okay.
Fair enough?
I would just like to have it resolved. It's very difficult.
I understand, and certainly I've had some conversations before I got here, and I think there's some, personally, and I don't speak for the board, I speak for myself. Personally, I think there are some things some easier things that we could do to at least help, right out of the gate. I mean, we might not solve the issue completely, but certainly we can do some things to help and just kind of start working in that.
But it's hurts financially is more.
Every day.
Every day. I'm just telling you honestly.
Every day causing business, every day, sir.
So here you can see, like, we have like the 4 people.
I lost
right
60,000
here.
this year. You know why? Because of parking issues.
I'm not crossed the break even yet after 2 years ago. I'm still.
That is some great research. That is some great research. I mean, it's impeccable. If you could put a dollar value, I applaud you, sir.
You know why? Because I'm as a business owner. I wake up in the morning and I look every day to make extra money.
There's no one in this room that doubts that.
Right.
You have made that crystal clear, sir.
Right.
Yes.
And so even I looked at every year what I make, and I looked at this year, you know why? That my customer complains every day. I listen and I tell them like, hey, take that issue, talk to the selectmen or talk to the business or somebody's in the town hall. Nobody wants to listen. Guess what? I'm gonna start parking in the front and then there's gonna be more issues. Somebody else gonna be here talking the same things. I've been talking past 2 years and I've been here 7 years in this business. Losing business every day for business owner is a really, really bad, sir. You want me to sell my business and go somewhere else? That town somebody listen to us and make my business better than here? You know why I love this town? I love the town people and people who come here.
Well, you're in good company, because we do too.
Thank you.
I've been working with them to try to find some solutions to this, because I know short-term solutions might help anyway. And one of the things, and it wasn't my idea, it was actually Sue Joy's, who owns Jars. But she sent me a picture of where, in Arizona, where they are sandwich boards that we could have a couple of them out in front of there, saying, well, in this particular one, it says the store's name.
Okay.
But you could say 15-minute parking for such and such, or however you as a community want to work it out. And if it's a real bad snow day, you pick it up and bring it in until you get shoveled out. And to me, that is something that could bring awareness to the downtown parkers, that this is something that they have to be cognizant of, and use that until we can get a more permanent solution.
Needs to be enforced.
It needs to be enforced, and we need to make sure, we need to make sure the legality.
Well, that is.
And the signage, and I understand this isn't gonna happen overnight, right? But if at some point in time, the town, the sidewalks do get redone, or the street is changed, at that point, maybe, if the signs are gonna be, maybe new signs going up, and if they could be altered, or.
Yeah, man, we don't need the sidewalks to be redone to do the signage.
Right.
Like I said, I think there's some things we can do.
Okay, that'd be great.
I'd like to add something if I could. First, I'm really grateful that all of you guys came. I'm really grateful that you took the time to do this, as it puts a degree of importance on it. I agree, parking sucks, traffic sucks. It all needs to be addressed and taken care of yesterday. And I'm glad to see you here. I wrote down several suggestions here while you were talking. And I'm going to take those back to my colleagues, and we'll come up with something. We hate to lose businesses that are run right. We need good businesses in this town to attract people, to keep people, all those good reasons. And you all run very good businesses, so we don't want that to change.
I think it should be a sense of urgency too.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a small company, making a toehold, putting their roots in, and they're honestly getting screwed. I've gone by those places enough times where it's everybody, every car is out there, and I can drive by it an hour later, and they're all still there. So I believe that there's got to be a zone. You see it in all the tight towns. Anyone that's got a small little village, you see that all set up. I don't know much about it, but I know that next to the gas station you have like a large grassy knoll, and you wonder how many parking spots that could be added right dead in the center of town. I don't know the importance of it, but that's one of the first things I saw when I drive past your sub shop. I don't stop there anymore because they're all flanked all the way. I'd have to go down to the library or beyond the library just to be able to get a parking spot.
Okay, sir, I gotta cut you off because I am calling up you. All right.
Sorry.
Mr. Tripp?
You guys weren't on
when this happened, but there are 8 spots reserved for the town offices. The signs are still up where the broken fence is on School Street.
Okay.
And they're reserved for the town offices. We did that so to take the cars away from the storefronts. That was done, I'm guessing 2 years ago, might be 3. I had Highway make the signs, it was approved. And the signs are, there's 8 spots that are reserved for the town offices, Monday through Thursday, because the town offices close on Friday.
Okay.
They were reserved, the signs are still there, and at some point, they just abandoned doing that and started.
Who abandoned doing that?
I don't know.
The town employees?
I think it came through the board.
Because I want to be careful of that.
I
Because
don't know
because
who
the town
abandoned it.
employees are very cognizant of the issue. And each town employee that I've seen where they're parking, they're doing everything they can do to park out of the way. They may not be parking over here because they're not feeling comfortable in the wintertime getting out on the ice.
And that could be for these people's businesses. The town hall has 7 parking spaces, I believe, from Troy Brown's entrance to School Street.
Okay.
If those town employees or whoever's not using the 8 spots designated,
Construction business.
that would open up those spots there, plus in front of the, I don't know how many people are in the town hall now, in the town offices, but
Yep.
we reserved 8 because at the time there was 8. We also designated a unloading zone on
Yeah,
Maple
John,
Street.
that all still stands.
I know, but it's not used like that.
The
We also-
employees are parking where they feel safe to park.
Okay,
I think that's an accurate statement. I think that
but
the
there's
town office employees are parking
spaces-
where they feel safe to park and trying to stay out of the way.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
The lot over here will fit 68 cars. I have a drawing of it. I did it with
I say the
Vibro,
lot over.
the vacant lot over here on Grove Street.
Okay.
We measured it out. Me and Jason Benoit, the highway super, talked with Vibram at the time.
Yep.
We counted their spots behind the office building. We counted the spots on Main Street, the cut through. And they counted plenty of spots for Vibram, so they didn't have to use over here or any spots in town. And there were 4 cars that always parked along the church, and they worked at Vibram. So they were talked to, and they stopped doing it. I don't know if they're still doing it now, because it's been a while. That's the parking thing.
If you bring that up,
I'm just showing you alternatives to look at, you know.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But I don't want anybody walking out of here thinking that that is not being worked on, because that issue is being worked
I
on.
didn't know if you knew that stuff.
I did,
Yeah.
I did, and unfortunately, not all parties involved are moving as fast as we all would like them to.
Yeah.
Fair enough?
And the question came up as to who owns over here. The town owns it.
Yep.
It's not a brownfield, it was capped. As long as you don't dig down 2 to 3 feet. You can pave that and put 68 cars over there. I probably have the picture, you know how I keep my files.
Yep,
Probably
and
have that.
I've seen actually a couple different layouts from.
And on the snow removal on the Main Street, the town, I think Highway used to pay, was it Rick Perrin, is his name? Somebody used to clear off the snow in front of, from Maple Street to Spring Street, in front of all of, and then he died, so that went away.
So he's not gonna help us.
He's not gonna help us. But I think the highway gave him a stipend, and he used to shovel it all. And then the highway would come at night after the storm and grab it all.
Yep.
And take it away. Just a thought, if you can find somebody, I may be able to find somebody that is willing to do that for a stipend, so that these guys and their customers don't have to trudge over the piles of snow that the plows leave there. So, and that needs to be addressed also, the snow removal for downtown, after the storm. They used to do it at nighttime, come back, and I noticed the 2 corners were done last week after.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. I'm just saying that stuff is there if it's enforced. And I know these guys, the signs were removed, but you can actually put a sign on the building that says 15-minute parking on each
over each storefront. There's a lot of signage down there, would add one more to it for parking, for the 15 or 20-minute parking zone. From
Rather
Maple Street to whatever the time is, somebody can figure out, but from the library all the way up.
John, nobody disagrees with signage. I don't know why they were taken down. I mean, I don't know what the thinking of the former highway superintendent was, what was in his mind when he took them down. I don't know what the long-term plan
Well,
was.
there was only two, and I don't know if the posts are still there. Did they cut the posts off?
Yes, it
Yep.
did.
They cut the posts right off?
Yeah.
Yes,
That was
we
for
did.
the snow. Yeah.
Is it possible to put a sign in the window? I have a woman, and I'll be honest, I don't know exactly where she comes from, but she does park right in front of my store from 8 in the morning till 5 o'clock at night, 4 times a month.
Mass construction.
I don't know, but if I could put a sign
Well,
there
and here's the thing, and here's the reason why I didn't really want to deliberate here. Because there are multiple departments that are involved in this, right? Because instantly we can say the highway's involved in this, police department's involved in this. I don't know the legalities of it. I mean, certainly I would find Sue's idea, I don't know if a business can kind of claim a piece of public property and not have ramifications for that. Now, as far as a business putting a 15-minute sign, I don't know. I don't have a problem with it, but it's certainly, it's our responsibility to make sure that that's legit, we're not gonna get ourselves in trouble. So,
We can put that on the agenda.
we can definitely, yes, I appreciate bringing the attention to it. Thank you. Anybody else before we move on?
One of these days, one thing, one of these days, sir, rather than we bring this stuff to selectmen and then town, why don't we put together all the business owners in that main street, sit down together here, and we talk about it. Because affecting people here, some people don't affect. So rather,
All right, no, you drive the bus.
No. That's what
No, as far as having a meeting, you want to have a meeting, you want to sit down, we're here.
right, but
We're here.
we, at least we talk, all the business owners
Alex,
come,
I
sit down together.
invited everybody on Main Street, that everyone that signed this, and then 3 or 4 other businesses that they didn't want to sign.
You know why? Because it's not affecting them.
Well, it is, but Trey, they didn't want to make any changes.
But
No,
they
because
didn't tell them customer, so you are not parking in front of any little businesses, right? You can park somewhere else than nearby, so we can get at least I think a cheap is good.
I understand.
We got other, I don't want to shut you down, and I don't want you feeling like we're not hearing, it's just we got other stuff, and again.
I understand.
But I appreciate you coming. This is good stuff. This is done well. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time. And I can assure you that we will be working on it. We'll be talking about it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Sorry we took a little bit longer for you.
It's all good, Alex. It's all good. All right.
I can be a truck driver too.
I know.
All right, so I think we are at Community Heart and Soul, okay, and,
That's me.
okay. How would you like to, just turn it over to you and kind of,
Yeah, so,
Okay.
if that's okay with you.
It is absolutely okay with me.
This is the first time that we're gonna really publicly talk about Community Heart and Soul and what it is, and the opportunity that North Brookfield has, thanks in part to the Greater Worcester Community Foundation. So my name is Catherine Ingraham White, just call me Kat though. I'm a Community Heart and Soul coach. I was a municipal planner, and I have a background in community engagement and community development. I worked as a town planner for several years, where I used to put together comprehensive plans and master plans, and towns would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on them, and they just sit on the shelf and nothing would ever happen. So when I was introduced to Community Heart and Soul, it seemed like a good alternative way for a resident-driven planning process that works in collaboration and in partnership with the municipality, but it's actually driven by the residents who live in a town. So it is, I'm gonna just kind of give you like the high level overview, and if you have questions, like you can ask, and I'm happy to offline speak one-on-one with anybody a little bit more about this. But it's a 2-year process that is broken into 4 different phases. It's based around 3 principles. One is to focus on what matters most, so we try to be positive, which is so important in these challenging times. Just to frame things with positivity and solutions, rather than just pointing fingers and blaming. It seeks to involve everyone, and by everyone I mean anybody who lives, works, plays, or learns in a particular community, and it focuses on playing the long game. Towns don't necessarily get better overnight, they don't necessarily decline overnight, so planning is a long-term solution. So right now, we've been talking with some stakeholders in North Brookfield since June, I think, and have just had a couple little meetings with certain people to see if there is an interest or an appetite here, if the program might work in North Brookfield. And the general attitude is that it could be a nice asset for the community, and we just wanted to bring it to the Selectmen, kind of let you know what it was, and again, just address any questions you may have. So the program starts with, we call it getting started work, and that's sort of what North Brookfield has been doing, but not in full gear yet. Once that's done, the first phase is called Imagine. That is where a really complete inventory of, who are the formal groups, the informal groups, who are the movers and shakers of the community are identified. And the second phase is the community engagement component, where residents will actually reach out to those people. That is fun, because you can be as creative with it as you want to be. We won't necessarily host meetings at 6 o'clock midweek. Maybe we'll do events in the community and focus really on gathering people's stories, like what brought you to the community, what keeps you here, what do you love about it, what do you want to see 5 years from now. And those stories are used to draft what we call heart and soul statements, which are basically like a mission and vision statement. I work with some communities that choose to put them in master plans or comprehensive plans. Sometimes they end up on a wall of a select board chamber or town council chamber, so that when it comes time to make an important decision, board members and people who are voting can kind of look and see okay, this is what matters most to the people who live here. This is what they said matters to them, and we can use that to help inform planning. The third phase, in addition to collecting, what matters most, people will often share ideas for what they'd like to see in their community. Sometimes those fit well with the municipality. Sometimes they work better with a nonprofit or potentially an entrepreneur in the community. I can give a bunch of different examples from places I've worked around. Lincolnville, Maine, they interviewed a bunch of school children, and the kids identified a need. They have a really small public beach. And they said, we'd like to see a toy library on the beach. Our parents don't necessarily want to buy us beach toys every time we go. It'd be great if there were a place we could just grab a beach ball or a pool noodle or whatever and play with it while we're here. So they actually engaged a group of voluntary carpenters, and what they have is the Lincolnville Improvement Association, which is just a group of people who have a little bit of time and a little bit of money. So they built a toy library and installed it on the beach with the permission of the town, and made that kind of an easy lift, an easy thing to bring to town to make it a little bit better. I've worked in communities in Winchendon, Mass, where they actually were able to leverage their community heart and soul data and statements to get a $500,000 Mass DOT grant for connected transportation that helped pay for some software for the town as a rideshare program. So there's different ways different communities have used the information that they've gathered. So in phase 3, you'll get an action plan kind of community-generated ideas. The community has the opportunity to vet these based on how much good or how feasible they are, and have a weighted list of community-based projects. Again, not for the town to do necessarily, but more for different nonprofits and groups to do in the town. And in phase 4, it is the implementation of that action plan. So it's called ACT. That's where the ideas kind of get shopped out to different individuals, different community groups, to make things really happen in town. And I've worked primarily in Maine. I'm from Maine. I've worked with about a dozen communities up there that have done this program, and what I like about it from a planner's perspective is the more hands that touch it, the more people are invested in it. the more they care about it, the more they want to see it come to fruition. It also lowers the barrier for participation, and by doing creative community engagement, not that this is bad, like this is great and wonderful and definitely deserves a place in all of our lives. But just to be able to go to a food pantry and ask people in a more informal way, like what might you need to stay here? What could make this a better community for you to live in? It takes that burden and the work off of anybody who's working in the municipality. And the local group of stakeholders would give that information to the selectmen, to the town administrator, and to other relevant groups in town. So through the partnership with the Greater Worcester Community Foundation, they're going to try this as like a pilot program, and North Brookfield was identified as a place that might be right for it, because you have wonderful people here, there's already a lot of really good work that's going on, and through some of those kind of initial conversations, like we've got a few folks who are willing to sort of start doing a little bit of that getting started work to see if it would work.
So it's an NPO?
What do you mean?
Nonprofit organization?
So I work, Community Heart and Soul is a community foundation. We're working in partnership with the Greater Worcester Community Foundation, who would be giving a grant to a fiscal sponsor in North Brookfield.
Huh?
Yeah, so we're not, Community Heart and Soul wouldn't be starting a new group in town. It would be a group of residents that would work with either an existing not-for-profit. In some cases, communities have decided to start their own. But it's different solutions work in different places. So it would be up to the people
It's
here.
kind of scary when you mentioned Maine. Yeah, you said it.
Well, I've done work in Winchton and Massachusetts as well.
Yeah.
What's the cost of this? You said it's a 2-year program. What does North Brookfield have to come up with to start it and then to keep it going?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
We don't have to get office space, we don't need committees, or not, you're gonna take care of the whole thing?
So
Pretty
typically,
much?
well, Greater Worcester Community Foundation is paying for the coaching, and you will also be receiving, if you decide to go forward with it, a $10,000 grant from Community Heart and Soul. The $10,000 could be used for, any sort of community engagement activities in the town. So if you wanted to rent an office space for a little while, most communities don't, since it does have a 2-year end date. But that $10,000 could be used for anything like that. And then to keep it going, again, different communities choose to do different things, but it wouldn't necessarily have a cost.
So it's basically free.
It's volunteer time.
Correct.
We're asking for your
That's what
time.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Basic, it's not gonna
It
cost
wouldn't
the town.
necessarily cost you anything. That
It's
doesn't
not gonna
mean
cost the
volunteer.
town upfront to start this program.
Correct.
And the grant would come later on in a short period of time to get stuff afterwards, either office or mailers or flyers type of thing. Okay, not necessarily an office, because nobody's gonna wanna be in an office, they'd rather meet something like this.
Yeah, it's more about bringing community engagement to the community. So I've worked in some places that have had office spaces and they don't really work that well. In our times, more people would rather kind of gather informally at already existing community events and have those conversations, or having a cup of coffee or going out for lunch or something along those lines.
Well, we do have a master plan that was finished last year.
Mm-hmm.
They spent almost 8 months on it through the planning board. So that is done, where they went to the school, they went to the town, there was a mailer, and all that stuff. So some of that is already there, and it's in the master plan book. I know it's this thick. And we had money put aside for it, so that part is done. So maybe through that and yourself and the Worcester County to go through all that stuff that we already have and add to it.
Yeah, and build upon the work that's already been done.
I'm giving you guys the floor.
Okay.
Sorry.
No.
Well, here's the thing, is in full transparency, okay, I've sat through, and I have a pretty good handle on, and I just want to make one point is, they don't do it for us.
Correct.
Right.
They're giving us, they're giving us the opportunity to do it for ourselves.
Correct.
And the money and the coaching is all to empower us to do it for ourselves. And you know, just correct me if I.
No.
Yeah, thank you.
You're 100% right.
And some of the byproducts that come out of this is that it's not only the tangible things that we get out of it, but also the process. And this is kind of, this is the key part that the process in that you're going out and now I'm talking, I'm sorry. You're surveying, you're asking people what they like about this topic, for example, right? And you're compiling that, you're putting all that data together, and you're saying, okay, look, we've got these people who really like the rail trail, right? And you know, here are the names associated with these people who really value the rail trail, okay? Maybe we tap into these people, right, to kind of put them on track to make an improvement ourselves. And you're here to kind of coach us. Sorry, I'm done talking.
You're doing great.
No, you're going. Like, you're doing a good job.
I'm going to say a couple of things just to help the company. You're doing great. That was great. I'm Jonathan Cohen. I work at Greater Worcester Community Foundation. I'm the vice president there. The reason we approached people in North Brookfield about, well, let me jump back and say, the reason we're interested in investing in Community Heart and Soul and this partnership is because we want to, first of all, we want to be of value to the small towns across Worcester County. You know, there are a lot of them, and they deserve attention and from funders and the like. And I know, being a small town kid myself, that we are all in need of community cohesion and civic engagement and all those things that bring people together, that as a result of people feeling connected to each other makes them care about the place they live more. And certainly this room has been filled tonight with people who care about the community in their ways. We just want to help you build on that as much as we can. And that's why Community Foundation is making this, wants to make this investment in the town.
My concern was matching grants or whatever.
Yeah, no, I understand.
You said it's not a matching grant.
No, that's right. We're paying for the coaching.
Yep.
We're going to give essentially an activation grant to the community of $10,000 with our partnership with Community Heart and Soul, which can be for office space, it can be for posters, it can pay for pizza, it can do whatever a starting $10,000 needs to do.
That was my concern.
Yes.
And where do you get the $10,000?
Greater Worcester Community Foundation is a philanthropic services organization. We manage a large endowment, and off of that endowment we generate money that we can use for making grants.
Endowment from where?
Oh, people who, good question. Community Foundation is a collection of funds created by individuals. So for Greater Worcester Community Foundation, we have over 650 different funds that people who feel a connection to Worcester County and want to use us as a philanthropic vehicle to give back to the county, park their money with us, and then we in turn make grants and investments on their behalf.
So it's not state funded,
It's not
personal,
private,
donated
individual land.
Do you have a list of these donors?
I have a list of the donors, but they've given to the Community Foundation, and then we are making a choice to use some of this money to support the small town work.
I heard that one of the donors was the Vermont Country Store, big donor.
Not to us, the Vermont Country Store was the founder of the Community Heart and Soul initiative, so they were in the mix.
So you are Mr. Cohen, and I did some research on your Greater Worcester Community Foundation. Specifically, it seems to be that you're the head of the affordable housing. So I think the whole outcome of this, as what I read, was to bring low-income residential housing to the town. Am I correct?
You were incorrect.
I am.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Are you part of affordable housing?
Greater Worcester Community Foundation has a number of strategic priorities.
Is this you?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Greater Worcester Community Foundation has a number of strategic priorities, of which affordable housing is one of them. But the way we're involved in this initiative has nothing to do with housing development. This initiative is about small town civic engagement and participation.
But a lot of times when people talk about one thing, then sneak in something else.
No.
No, this is really about listening to residents. It's about what matters most to the people
We
who
do
live
lots
in
of,
Brookfield.
we are granting in housing, we're granting in arts, we're granting in youth programs, we're granting in serving basic needs, food insecurity, and we're investing in small towns.
Well, this
For
must be,
community creation.
this must be,
That's one of our many
an
initiatives. I know
erroneous thing.
no. It's one of the multiple initiatives on our website. You just found
well,
one.
it seems to be a very large one. You're partnering with Worcester County Housing Resources for affordable housing investment and to work with public and private partners to develop rental housing in key neighborhood locations, working with property owners, local government advocates, in developing plans and financing to turn vacant land, underused or abandoned buildings to quality housing for low income, says right here. So, you know, it's something that that's what the town
Right.
wants, but
that's not,
if that isn't what the town
No, but
wants.
ma'am, that's not what we're doing in North Brookfield. This is part of a mix of things we do across the county. What we're doing and trying to do in North Brookfield is support community engagement, civic involvement. It's a separate thing.
Well,
I do a lot of different things. I manage a lot of different portfolios. So,
civic involvement. I mean, what does
Yeah.
that even mean?
people talking to other people feeling
Well,
connected.
we do that.
Ma'am, okay, so I want to keep this on track.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, it is on track.
Well, no, it's going a little off track. The goal here is to help us help ourselves. There is no agenda other than helping us help ourselves. And nobody's coming into this town and doing any work to help us. Nobody's coming in to do the work for us. Nobody's coming here to give us the ideas. This is all homegrown. The purpose of this program is to understand what's important to us. They listen. They coach us on ways to get there. They can help with funding to get there. But it's all on us. And that is the crux
I think you
to
should
this
do
whole
some more
thing.
research on this.
I think I've done plenty of research, and I think there are folks in this room who have done a ton of research.
Yeah, that's another thing. Why was this kept quiet until now?
Ma'am, I don't understand, keep it quiet.
Well,
What does that
people
mean?
have been meetings and
Yes, there has been meetings.
Were you involved in these meetings?
I was at a few of the meetings, yes, ma'am.
How about our town
I was at one of the
administrator?
meetings.
I've attended one meeting, but then again, I've only started a little over a month ago.
So I guess where are you going with this, ma'am?
Well, where I'm going with it is because I'm concerned that, I don't want, that it's not in our best interest.
I think we're all concerned about that. And I think that's what we've had the meetings, every meeting I've been at has been whether or not this is in our best interest. Okay, but the bigger question is, are we prepared for it? And are we prepared to put the, I understand you don't understand, which is I'm trying to explain to you.
Oh, no, you don't need to.
The big question is as to whether or not we are ready for this, and we are ready to put the work into it, and if we have enough people here to do it. Because it's not the town government that's going to be doing this, okay? This is not a town government thing. This is a community thing. This is a community thing that happens with residents of the community, with support from these organizations, as well as support from town government. This is not a select board thing. So, all the meetings that I've been to, the question has been, are there enough people interested in putting work into this town? That's what the meetings have been about. And again, it doesn't involve, or it doesn't revolve around a particular committee or a particular board in this town. Y'all, am I speaking?
Went to the meetings too.
Okay, I'm not speaking out of turn here. Okay. So,
Anyone who's interested can join. If you're interested, you can certainly
I'm
join.
not interested, community, this type of thing doesn't, fly with me.
Okay, but there are people who it does, and who feel that there's value to providing opportunities within the community. It's not everybody's bailiwick, I totally understand that, but, you know, I think that it's worthwhile to
With
allow
all the
people
stuff that's going on out
to
there, like they
enjoy.
want to buy up all the single-family homes and make apartments.
That's
It
not
has
the
literally
style.
nothing to do with what they're bringing
Well,
to our town at all.
I think it's a big thing to what, big
It has
part.
nothing to
Well,
do
you,
with
you are certainly free to feel and think whatever you like now. Okay, these folks, these folks, so have we. And I can assure you that there are folks in this room who will put a great deal more time into this.
Well, I would ask that some, the other selectmen and town administrator would look into this more closely. That's all I ask.
Are you associated with Worcester Action Council, Worcester Community Action Council?
I'm not, no.
No?
Well, can I just interject and say,
Absolutely,
that
I
I've been to many meetings for the Community Heart and Soul, and Sue Lewandowski has been working really, really hard with both Kat and Jonathan. And it's really a phenomenal program that has nothing to do with affordable housing, that is just to be able to make North Brookfield residents, give them an outlet to be able to have their voices heard, so that we can come together as a community to address any issues that we might have. For example, like, do we need a toy box down at the beach? I mean, it has nothing to do with anything other than what people in the community want and need. And the idea is to be able to have all these people in the community gather over the next 2 years. We watched that there are many events. You could have like a big pizza event where people can come and they can all talk and draw pictures about things that they want that are amazing in town. And I want to almost say it's a more of a fun process and creative process to gather information and have some sustainable data and some sustainable yeah, well, not just a plan, but just people coming together to be able to know what everybody's kind of thinking about, how they want this town to go, where we want this town to be in the future. So it's a really cool program. I'm very excited to see you guys here. I'm appreciative that we might be able to bring this to town. It sounds like a fun 2 years of discovering North Brookfield again. That's how I would want to put that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, moving forward, what's the
ask?
Who makes the decisions?
The ask would be that the selectmen consider asking the town administrator to just write a letter of support that says you are aware that this is happening, that it's being driven by residents, and that you are in support of them continuing forward with that work.
Okay. In the near future, are you planning on, would you be considering putting on an event, informational session, more just strictly geared towards what you're doing for the community?
I'd be more than happy to do that,
Okay.
as long as the local people are willing and able to do some of the legwork to make that happen.
Okay. Yep. Interesting. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question regarding the finances. When you do the grant, does it come to the town for the town to have to oversee, or does all the reimbursements finances go directly through you?
We would award the grant to a nonprofit organization in town.
Okay.
And it is not a reimbursement grant. We would award the $10,000.
So
We're
it
ready
does
to
not
go.
touch the town funds at all?
No, no town funds, and no, and we're not going to monitor how the money is spent. We're going to ask for
Listen,
reporting.
I don't care if you monitor it, I don't want to monitor it, that's all I need.
There would be a nonprofit acting essentially as a fiscal sponsor of the project, to which we would award the grant.
The school, Tim has said that the school would be the fiscal sponsor. And they've agreed that that is something that has happened in other towns.
But you're not a nonprofit.
Well, in a way, a town is, in a way. It's.
Yes,
So
they would
how-
essentially be managing a separate account.
How is Tim going to administer the funds?
That would have to, well,
Sorry.
that was something that we had a meeting last week, or was it this week? can't even know. Was it? And we kind of asked that question.
And what was the response?
Well,
Because-
if someone, like, let's just say I ordered 100 pizzas and bought it to the vet, and I had a receipt, I could bring it back to the fiscal sponsor and could get reimbursed.
Okay, so how is that fiscal sponsor going to reimburse you? By going through the town, because
Okay,
he does
yes.
not have,
Then I
he
guess-
does not have a checking account that
Right.
is outside of the town.
Then I'm assuming it would go through the town.
So she has to.
Then we need to
No.
get a
So-
different fiscal sponsor.
That would be a
Then
different.
Then we need to get a different
Yeah.
Different sponsor, not take it
Okay.
out of the school.
Unless it's a PTO.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we'll work on
That's
that.
a logistic.
Okay.
Let's talk about,
Okay.
let's table the fiscal sponsor. We can talk.
Thank you, Mrs. Levine.
Anytime.
We knew that. Good?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, moving on.
That's for the next piece.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we've got an application for Mr. Tripp's, trying to be on the, I guess we're calling it the Little Park Committee for now, Little Park Memorial Committee.
Memorial Park Committee.
Okay, so we voted, we appointed, we did the appointment, and we just need to vote to sign this, sign off on this?
I have a question. It's a little inconsistent to me, and maybe it needs to be clarified. But on your application, it says the committee, you want to be on the committee to rename the little park to the North Brookfield Memorial Park. That's all it says. So I don't know what that means.
Well, the board wanted a 5-member committee.
Bare minimum of 3, but.
Right,
Okay.
no less than 3, no more than 5. And I gave you 5 names that I got from volunteers that want to be on that committee.
Who did you give that list to that was not in my desk at all? I scanned in everything that was given. It was not in my office.
Well, I mean,
But I have copies of them.
so just, can I correct that real quick?
Sure.
If a person wants to be on the, ma'am, thank you. If a person wants to be on a committee,
Yep.
they need to come in and do the same thing you did.
Right, well, I gave you the names. so
Yeah,
that you
they
have
need,
them.
okay,
I'll have them.
okay. So they need to come in and do the same thing you did,
Yep.
like with anybody else.
Okay, so my question is the purpose of the committee to rename the little park to the North Brookfield Memorial Park, or is there more to it than that? Because that's all it says. I just want to clarify.
That was the night I was here. You guys said you need 3 to 5 members to rename it to Memorial Park. And
So that's all it is.
you okayed me to take care of the park and to rename it with 5 other members.
Well, again, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mr. Tripp and I spoke last week, and one of the things I had suggested for Mr. Tripp is to come up with a charge or a mission for the committee. Obviously, that'll be a rough draft, bring that before the board. The board can then, maybe in some type of an iterative process, could then agree upon the mission or charge of the committee, issue that back to the committee, and then the committee in essence has their marching orders, for lack of a better term. So there's no miscommunication as far as what are they responsible for, what are they doing. There'll be a true meeting of the minds with regards to what they're going to do.
Okay, and I guess I would welcome reviewing the meeting minutes.
They're in front of you.
Okay, because we made a motion and we voted on kind of we already voted on the purpose of the committee.
Right, I'm just trying to clarify.
Yeah, I know you're trying to connect, you're trying to connect the two, and I guess my,
Right, that this doesn't jive with it.
yeah, and I'm
That's all
not,
I'm
yeah,
bringing up.
and for me, it goes back to what we talked about that night and what we voted on.
And in that meeting, you gave me the maintenance of the little park for now.
Well,
Renamed to the
No,
memorial.
no, I get that, but I just want to be clear as to, we voted to create a committee to handle stewardship of the stewardship of the park, which includes, you know, what we're doing with it, maintaining it, you know, what is it a memorial park? Should it be a memorial park? What does that mean? And so what we created was a committee, okay? And you wanted to be on the committee, and we appointed you to the committee, okay? And I guess it's a little bit more than semantics, but it is more of an order of procedure, is that the function is performed by a committee. Right? So what we've done was we've empowered a committee, and that function needs to be fulfilled by a committee.
Correct.
Okay. So you were the first person that wanted to be on it.
Yep.
And we appointed you on it, we signed this, we'll get you on it, but that committee needs to consist, we said, between a minimum of 3 to a maximum of 5 people. So that function falls, the function falls to the committee. The committee is the actual decision maker, functioning body. Okay. So
no decisions until there's a committee.
Correct.
Of 3
Correct.
to 5. Okay.
Correct.
So, and that was to rename it the Memorial Park.
That was
You gave me permission to maintain it.
We gave.
That was all in that.
This is where we. Okay. We voted to create a committee to provide proper stewardship to the park, as well as make suggestions, suggestions back to the select board as to should it be a memorial park, what does it mean to be a memorial park, and figure out what it takes to get there, and what it takes from the town to help get there. Okay. So again, I'm kind of the idea here was that it functioned like it's supposed to function, in that it's committees. Okay? So if you've got people that want to join the committee, you know, the rubber is going to hit the road when they come in and you get at least 3 people on the committee. Because you need a quorum for the committee to function.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I have 5.
Okay. So I guess I'm a little less concerned as to what's on his application, and more fixed on what we voted and what we approved. Because at the end of the day, that's what holds. Does that make sense?
Sort of. I'm rereading the minutes.
Did we get a list of the donors? Did any of you?
No.
Okay. That was number 5.
You got it? Okay, perfect.
Supposed to maintain in our office.
Okay. All right, so I just want to be clear. You're good?
As long as in your recollection, you gave me stewardship of the park.
We did.
You took it away from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
And you put it back under the Board of Selectmen.
Yep.
And in that, I'll have to look at the movie again.
Yep.
But it was stated that I would be taking care of the park.
It was stated that a committee would be taking care of the park.
To rename the park.
The committee would be responsible for the stewardship of the park. I was very careful about how I worded that. And again, this comes back to the way that it's supposed to work. It's supposed to work through boards and committees.
Right.
Right? In that, you know, a committee allows that process to happen the way the process is supposed to happen. So, so we voted to create a committee. I want to be careful here, John. I don't, this has been.
Watch the movie when I get home.
Okay, please, please, because I just, I was very specific and I was very careful, and I think that the way that these things are supposed to work is important, critical, because the issue is that we need to get everybody on board, right? And the only way to get everybody on board is to allow that forum, which, you know, revolves around committees and boards. So yes, it's back under the board. It was taken from the purview of Parks and Rec, but it was under the, you know, the requirement that it would be done as a committee. Okay. So, you know, just to get right down to it, there's nothing legitimate until there is a formal committee. And that formal committee consists of a minimum of three people. Okay. Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then what? So then what? They have a committee, they have 3 to 5 people.
Yep.
Then what? They come to us with a budget request, say, what do they do? What do they, is it just volunteers that are gonna bring their own mowers and weed whackers, or?
That
I
would
just
be
wanna
in-
clarify
That
that.
would be in the mission statement that you're asking for, and it will be done by myself and volunteers and/or the committee.
No, it has to be.
Through the
committee.
board.
It has
Yes,
to be
but
a committee.
I also have volunteers that are not gonna be on the.
Which is fine.
I just said that.
Which is that fine? That's fine. But it has to be a
Volunteers
committee.
and/or the committee, yes,
Okay.
yes.
But there has to be a committee.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Got that, I put that right in there.
I'm just trying
I
to
did.
keep
Yeah.
all this together. Okay.
And whether it's, we had talked about funding.
Yep.
And that will come later, but for right now, it's winter time, and there's really no funding necessary right now. So in the next, after the committee is formed, we can do the mission statement, or however you want, and in that, possibly, towards the end, there'll be a funding request, if necessary. If there's enough donations collected, and you said yourself, we're making it the Memorial Park, so that it's in the stewardship of the town, run by the Board of Selectmen. So it's actually another municipal property that should be funded from the town. Whether we need $20 or $20,000, I don't know. It's gonna be on the lower side, I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there, Sheila.
My budget's due Friday, so if they don't have a committee by Friday, I can't submit it. Okay, I'm just letting you guys know.
Well, I can give you those papers, I thought they were in the envelope, but I do have copies of them, of the other
No, I
4
scanned
members.
and everything.
So,
Right, the other, but again, the 4 members need to come in and
well, they need
fill
to
out-
be vetted through the town. Tara has to okay them before it comes to you, I
They
believe.
need to fill out an
They
application.
did. I have them here,
You have filled out applications by the people.
right here, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have copies of
So
them.
you got more than the names? You got their
I
application?
got their names,
All
what they want, their active volunteers, whatever it said on the thing, I have it all
Okay,
right here.
all right.
And I'll give you
Perfect.
copies before I leave.
Perfect,
Again.
perfect.
I do have a question, and this is regarding that and other committees here in town. Let's just say he had someone who was a volunteer, but not on the committee, that came in there to weed whack and cut himself really bad and had to get taken to the
They
hospital.
sign a
Is he
waiver,
covered?
they sign a waiver
Okay.
through the board. I had all my rail trail people sign them. I had the Parks and Rec, when I did the playground, they all signed them. It's an indemnity, you would know, it's signed.
It's a waiver.
It's a waiver.
A waiver,
It's a waiver.
a
It's a
waiver
liability
of
waiver.
an,
Also town
So,
harmless.
correct.
so anybody volunteering in the town,
Everybody
I
should
tried to
sign
get
that.
that answered a few years ago,
Yeah.
didn't, so.
So even all your
Good to know.
volunteers, Sue, should sign it. If you have volunteers, they should sign the waiver, because if they fall down carrying something, that indemnifies the town from paying for their injury.
That's good to know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I tried to get that for emergency management at one point.
I still have them all for the rail trail, and in one of the following things here, I brought the little park here, I have this here, which in my 2 minutes, I'll
okay.
make that presentation.
All right, so I think we're good.
Do you foresee a Friends committee, Friends group to raise money for the group, for the maintenance of the park?
I don't at this time, because as Jamie stated in the last one, that it should be funded by the
It was-
town.
I think Jason said
One of
out of
them,
a general fund or through Friends.
I don't. I don't know what, I can't, without watching the movie again, I don't remember.
Okay. Yes.
As
Mrs.
a committee officially appointed by the town, I don't believe that they can, work money, it's really, if they're got a budget with the town, they have that, but usually it's a friends, they're not able to make money or run benefits to,
Correct.
It would be a
So-
line item in the budget, what we had talked about before, if needed.
But you can accept a gift, right?
They can absolutely accept a gift, but they technically are not supposed to be asking as part of the North Brookfield Memorial Park Committee for gifts.
That's technically the purpose of a Friends group.
That's what the Friends group is for.
I get it. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah,
It's
we never
still
asked-
early in the game, and I don't want to, just don't want to make
We
it more
never asked for
difficult. than-
donations before, they were just made. Yep.
Okay.
It's good
I'm gonna move on
information to know. All of us.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a signed certificate of completion for the fiscal year 21 CDBG grant, phase 1 of the Mount Pleasant Street project. Okay. I'll make a motion to sign. Any discussion? No. I think we've got this one done. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay. All right. I think we're at public comment period.
Oh, we have one thing I had to
Sorry.
emailed you guys about today.
Oh,
The grant
sorry.
application.
Okay.
Did you read your email before you got here?
Yeah, my brain is mush now, but okay.
It's in the back.
Okay. So we have a volunteer fire capacity grant. Name of individual making application, Lyndon Perkins. My request is $1,630. Town match, 50%. Funding source, department operating budget, forestry and bush equipment for call volunteer departments. State grant that allows small call departments to purchase needed forestry equipment, looking to purchase 2 nozzles, 2 gates for engine 2 and brush 1.
Want an explanation?
Yeah, throw me a lifeline, Mary Beth.
All right, it's an annual grant and they budget in their line item, they use those funds to match this grant. It's just basically doubling their money from the state, so they prepare for it every year.
Okay.
So next year they're requesting a budget for that line item of $1,000, so it wouldn't match. This year their line item was $800 though. I confirmed all these numbers with the town accountant.
Who's now ignoring us?
Yeah.
I just found a meme on Facebook to post for you.
So.
Okay, so we don't, so it's
It's a non-issue in funding from us. They plan for it every year. It's just doubling their money so that they can purchase equipment.
Doubles their spending capacity.
okay.
Thank you.
So
for the-
therefore, going through the finance committee really shouldn't be necessary because it's already, we know where the funding's come, it's set aside. Okay. So we just need us to vote and approve on it. Vote and sign off on it. I will entertain a motion to approve the FY27 volunteer fire capacity grant for $1,630.
So moved.
Seconded, any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Sorry about that. That just came in today, and the timeline for the state is next Friday.
Okay. Can I move on?
You go right ahead.
Okay. Public comment period. Mr. Tripp.
I want to thank you, and I want to thank Ron for sitting with me for an hour or more and let me burn your ears off about stuff in town.
It's always a pleasure, John.
As I mentioned to both of you and at the last meeting, I'm going to give you papers for the Memorial Park to be, and in this folder, which everything should have been downtown, but I understand filing was an issue. In this, you'll find the warranty deed, you'll find the plot plan and the measurements for the corner, when it was donated to the town of North Brookfield from the North Brookfield Industrial Company. It was that, used to be Bachelor Shoe before it was, anyway. Yep, that's in here. You're gonna find the electrical permit in there that I pulled to do the electrical work, the start date, and some of the progress when we started it. I don't have a finish, but that was November of 20. The donors lists, plans and drawings that I worked with, my start drawing and kind of the finished drawing that I had drawn up by Jimmy Grace, who is a landscape architectural engineer from before, that's who I went to school with. The as-built electrical piping plan, so that if you need to dig over there for some reason, I have a picture of the pipes. It's my drawing, so it's kind of hieroglyphic-y, but you can get the gist of it. The bench information, if you need to order more benches, it's in here, where we got them. Maybe they're still in business, maybe not. The pole light info, in case somebody whacks a pole. I have the manufacturer, and I can get you, and the electronic sign quote from 5/20/19. I had that in here too. The electronic sign, they gave us 2 options, straight or corner, and that's in here too.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you this. Once I give it to you, it's out of my hands. I'll hand it to Ron. But as you know, I still have it at my house.
Okay.
In case you lose it.
I know. And John, is there, the list of donors, that's in there too?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. It's in there.
There are more donors. I don't have everybody that came and donated anonymously. I know Sheila had a few come in with checks and things. There's also $100 I know from Mrs. Ryback that was just donated. Hopefully it's in there somewhere. She had written a check. Maybe she.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything since August of 2024. Ron asked me to look.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't know where that check is.
I'll ask her, it's Carol Ryback, I'll ask her if she got it back, that it was cashed. So, but it was made out.
I've never received anything and I started June 1st, just so we're on the same page.
Right,
Okay.
so it could be in a drawer, could be, I don't know who could have gone in.
See if she has a canceled check.
That's what I said, I'll have Mindy call her and check on it if it was canceled or cashed. So, but I don't see how it could have been cashed if it was town of North Brookfield, but, because it should have gone to.
Perhaps the last payment was August of 2024 then, if that's maybe recent to her, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just-
I know she donated $100.
Mary Beth, as you get older,
Yeah.
okay, time.
I know, time flies, that's what I'm saying. Perhaps to her, it was just yesterday.
So I hope this satisfies the information on the little park, Memorial Park, and I have the 4 here, and you
Okay.
have mine
Okay.
already.
Yep.
I'll hand them to you on the way out.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and I'll have them come in. Is it okay downtown, or you care?
Come in, what do you mean?
The people, so you can meet them. You know who they are.
They'll have to come to a board meeting, yes, but the
Yeah.
applications first go through Tara, and then they come to the board to be put on the agenda.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay,
Good. Thank you, sir.
so I can give these to Tara tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or do you want them here?
I can bring them tonight right over to the town hall and put them right in her mailbox this evening.
You won't forget, will you?
I've never forgot, but.
Okay.
Just so they end up somewhere, that's all.
You'll forget.
All right, anybody else? Okay.
Yeah, that right?
I do. You can.
I'm
You
part of
do.
the public, I think. Are there discussions about the 250th celebrations going on?
Yes.
Anybody want to offer anything? Yes,
Yes.
please.
So-
I'd like to know.
So Parks and Rec will be hosting an event on the Common. We are looking to start planning that. I'm starting to put I was actually kind of doodling on that just now. Some bands, we're thinking maybe about a talent contest, dunk tanks, maybe a beer garden, but all Parks and Rec, all on the Common. So
several events, one.
So one big event, one big 4th of July, people can come and go as they feel like they want to. We want to get a bounce house for the kids and just, we want to try to get a little bit of something for everyone kind of a thing. But we've started to talk about it, I think it was like November, December, if I'm remembering correctly. But we'll start planning in earnest in our meeting in February.
Who's involved in that?
So that's Park and Rec.
Just you two? Just the two of
So at this point right now, we have, Brandon, we did not accept Brandon's resignation from my understanding. There's me, there's Andy, and we have 2 people who have filled out applications to serve, and those are pending. My understanding is we're not going to be speaking about that tonight, but we should have a full 5-person group the next time we all meet.
Okay. And when are you meeting next?
I believe we're meeting in February. We usually meet the first Thursday of the month. We
I
decided.
know you guys are really good about pulling things together, so I'm not questioning you. I just want to know what's going on.
Oh, you know me.
It's a big deal.
You know me. It is a big deal.
I hope we make it a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. We're kind of excited about, getting things going. Anybody who wants to volunteer and help, they are more than welcome. But being a retired lady, that kind of gives me the opportunity to be able to, spend a lot of time on things. The good thing about the Concerts on the Common is we've kind of established relationships with things. We can request, we can put a request into the Cultural Council to see if they will, help us with some of the bands and things like that.
Sure.
So we've talked about it. We're trying to, started to kind of put together what are some of the things that we'd like to do and what would be the numbers, the dollar amount that we would need to pull it off and things like that, and then how do we fund it. Sorry, go ahead.
This is my meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is my meeting.
I'm so sorry. I was a manager way back when, so I just, you know me, so I'm sorry.
Well,
this is one of the things that, community heart and soul, if you do move forward with it, there's some funding there, and if there are people in town that want to do something for the 250th, and combined it with asking questions, this could fall under the umbrella, and there could be some of the funding out of that $10,000 that could be used for this. So, yes. Oh,
no, I was going for Mr. Gilman.
Wait your turn.
I have my hand up, I'm quietly
But this is,
waving.
this is one of the avenues Community Heart and Soul could, have a group in town that's really excited about that wants to get together and do something, and then there'd be some funding.
We just don't want to drag our feet.
Right.
Oh,
It'll be here before we know it. No, I know that.
Yeah,
I know, but if we include that group, then
Well, the thing is here is I was a project manager for a multi-billion-dollar
I wasn't
company.
expressing lack of confidence in you.
Honey, I got it under control. I got it under
I'm sure.
Mr. Blank.
Oh, so can I just have a clarification? I believe that the Board of Selectmen had appointed, was starting a 250th committee, and I believe Kathy Creebier at the time was one of the people assigned to that. Is that changed that now?
I think she nominated you to take it over.
She probably did, which is totally inaccurate information. But, so I guess my question is there no longer a 250th committee?
Now that
It's
Kathy's
Parks
gone?
and Rec. Huh?
Now that Kathy's gone?
Well, I'm just wondering, because you guys started this committee. You had voted at the meeting. Did you unvote that?
I can add to that a
Did
little
you
bit.
unvote that?
No.
Oh.
No, we did not. And I have heard from Kathy, and she's got something in mind for June. I have no idea what.
Good for her.
Does anybody know anything about that? I don't. That's why I bring it up.
Kathy's in Florida. She essentially no longer.
So Mrs. LeBlanc, I think you might be,
What am I doing?
overlapping. Parks and Rec for the 250th is dealing with the Common.
So just an event you're having on the Common.
Correct. just the comments.
So that's the clarification I was asking Mr. Gilman from
I-
Waller, and he wasn't quite.
If I could add, I have heard from Kathy, and I can read this to you. She reached out and confirmed people who will be involved, and she named Lindsay Rockwood, Sheila LeBlanc, Mark Anderson, and maybe Tabby LeBlanc.
No way in hell.
Just telling you, she could be involved by phone or email, and a few more that she's working on.
Thank you, Mrs. LeBlanc. We appreciate you stepping up.
Actually, that was forced, and my husband, I never, ever.
We're not recognized. You're on.
And ever, I did not fill out a form or anything.
All right, Mr. Chair.
Was I put in an application to get on the Parks and Rec on the 30th. Was I appointed to the Parks and Rec committee?
No, nothing's been moved on Parks and Rec as of this moment, because I had to wait to know if Brandon was resigning or not, and we received, I think, 5 applications.
What happened there?
At this time?
Did you guys accept his resignation?
No.
No.
They tabled it in the minutes.
I know they tabled it 2 weeks ago, but for how long is that? Because I'd like to get on and start helping the Parks and Rec.
He's not resigning. He's off. He's not resigning. When you turn in your application to be on an existing committee, I mean, you know this, that application goes through that committee.
Okay.
That's how it works. That's how it's always worked.
Well, it said that board of committee of chair, and there was no chair, so that's why I gave it to the Board of Selectmen.
All right, well, there was a chair.
Yes. Okay.
There was a chair. We didn't accept the resignation.
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay, I'm going to rattle through. Announcements. 2026 town elections. The North Brookfield annual town election will be held on Monday, May 4th, 2026. The last day to submit nomination papers is Monday, March 16th, 2026 at 5 p.m. The following offices are up for election. Board of Selectmen, 1 seat, 3-year term. Board of Assessors, 1 seat, 3-year term. 1 candidate has returned papers for this. Board of Assessors, 1 seat, 2-year term. Board of Assessors, 1 seat, 1-year term. School Committee, 2 seats, 3-year terms. School Committee, 1 seat, 1-year term. Water Commissioner, 1 seat, 3-year term. Water Commissioner, 1 seat, 2-year term to fill a vacancy. Board of Health, 1 seat, 3-year term. Cemetery Commissioner, 1 seat, 3-year term. Library Trustees, 2 seats, 3-year terms. Planning Board, 1 seat, 5-year term. Planning Board, 1 seat, 4-year term to fill a vacancy. Housing Authority, 1 seat, 5-year term. Southern Worcester County Regional Vocational School District, Bay Path, 1 seat, 3-year term. We strongly encourage anyone interested in serving to become familiar with the work and responsibilities of the boards, committees, and commissions. Nomination papers will be held from the town clerk's office.
Next announcement, they didn't hold their meeting yesterday, so don't announce.
Skip it.
Yep,
Okay.
I found that out today.
Okay, so I am going to make a motion to enter executive session. And when we exit executive session, we will move to adjourn.
So moved.
You have to say the reason number.
Reason number 2, Jamie Gilman, yes?
Okay, yes.
Thank you, everybody.